Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Wrong one, man. Shit, what am I doing? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is one for me. I listen, I will walk in here with pride because I know for a fact Arsenal fans at home had Jao Pedro in the FPL. Uh-huh. And I also know for a fact that
Yes.
Arsenal fans at home dropped Gyökeres from their FPL. So let's get it. You guys are wise. You guys are smart. There is only one man that is going to come out of this with the figures, with the numbers, with the stats, because he is simply the clinical and the better striker, and that is the Brazilian, the
I
authentic.
in fact did not have João Pedro on my FPL.
Ah, well, that sucks because you missed out
Why? Why did I miss out?
because he scored.
Oh, okay.
Ah, sorry. You see, I think you're just too caught up in Yonkers lang that you forget that a striker's job is to score.
Ah,
Just
ah,
a quick reminder, eh, that
ah,
we're not all headless chickens over here. We
ah.
just you
And he
guys
and he
are
and he scored against what team? Please remind us.
oh a beautiful chip,
No, no,
exquisite.
no, against what team?
Uh,
I just want to understand.
listen.
No, 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 no. Answer the question. Don't beat around the bush.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
What team? Tell me.
It was Leeds, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Leeds. But either way, that's beside the point.
No, no, no.
That
I'm
is
just,
that is
I'm not
truly
allowed
the
to
best
ask a
strikers.
question without you getting defensive about what I'm asking.
No one's getting defensive because I'm
You're
just
you're
trying to
clearly
wonder.
getting defensive because now you're saying,
If, wait, so what are good strikers supposed to not score against weaker team? Just score
see
against the
again, you're
best
getting
opposition?
defensive. I'm
No,
just
you.
asking a question.
Oh,
Why are
okay.
you getting defensive?
What an interesting question to ask, right?
I know, but I don't understand why you're getting defensive. You need to defend the fact that it was against Leeds. I'm just asking, who did they face?
No,
Can't ask
I
that
know
question.
because I know what you're trying to do. You're
The-
trying to set the context for it being
oh, so
against a
you
weaker.
know exactly what my intentions are that I haven't even said what my intentions are.
Oh, you did prior to our recording, but
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
again, we're still living in the past.
Well, I mean, if we're counting last 30 minutes, shit. Like, yeah, I think that's like quite some, it's a recent data point to include, right?
Hmm.
Our moods are still the same, right? We haven't grown substantially from the last 30 minutes, right? So I
Oh,
think it's
I've grown substantially after the last 30 minutes. My
you know
smile
what?
keeps getting bigger, bro.
Listen, I wish Yacarez was on the same evolution, right? Timeline as you, because had he been, maybe he would have produced something, right? In today's
100%.
But it's a shame nonetheless. It's a
But
shame.
remind me, which striker is in a title race?
Ah, okay. So
No, no,
all right.
no. But can you answer the question without
Yeah. No.
making a
Holland,
making a stupid remark?
Holland is in title race. Yeah, that's a striker.
Holland is in the title race.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's
Who
a
else is in a title race?
that's a striker. Semenyo.
Semenyo's a winger, but
You
okay.
gotta listen. You can play him up top. You can play that guy up top, and he'll produce more than Yacarez. I can tell you that.
Wow.
Who else? Who else? Who got,
CJ, are you seeing this blasphemy and this hate? I
else?
didn't realize that when teams are not relevant in the title race in January and December, this is the type of rhetoric we get.
See,
Were we ever like this when we had our banter era? I don't think so because I don't think we ever spent $2 billion and then still were in our banter era.
uh,
Damn,
I love it. I love it.
damn, this is the
And
struggle is real, eh? Todd Bowley definitely needs to sell a couple more parking lots of his own company to make money. Damn.
hey, man. Well, listen. I know because clearly you're fixated on our pockets, on Man City's pockets, right? Um, who else? Who else is
I'm not
good?
again, you think by me stating facts is a fixation, but I didn't realize stating a fact is a fixation. But you know, you know
When you state that fact, how much
you know
time?
what is a fact? You know what is a fact?
Hmm.
Todd Bowley and the entire Chelsea board, they messed up the dumbest signing last year. And guess who that signing was?
Who? Garnacho?
Thank you. And it's funny that you know that because we got the better player in the deal. And as much as you made fun of, much
Madueke.
as you made fun of Madueke,
I like it because he scores one for you guys, right? And
not
then
scores one, every single aspect of his game is better than Garnacho. You yourself were on a recording saying how much you hate Garnacho.
I won't deny that. I won't
And the
deny that.
only thing that we have said about Madueke that we don't like is that he needs to just be a little bit more clinical at the end. But he has the drive. Garnacho doesn't have anything aside from a couple slits in his eyebrows. That's the player that you guys bought and gave him a what, 7, 10 year contract
Wait,
just so
so
you can resell him?
is Madueke going to be a factor in getting you guys the Champions League, the Premier
One
League,
hundred
the
percent.
Carabao Cup, the
One
FA Cup?
hundred percent.
Ooh, okay, okay. And how is he going to be a factor? What's his GA going to be? Or
It
maybe on.
doesn't matter. He can score 5 goals, and those 5 goals can have a huge impact.
Oh, so you're saying it's going to be a GA contribution? That's where the factor is going to come in.
It already has been a GA contribution. He's already been involved.
Okay, but I wouldn't necessarily say that even when we do look back in hindsight that GA contribution as it stands now is anything that
So you're
is
telling me that if he didn't score his goal today, it wouldn't have made a difference in the title race?
well again you'd have to look in hindsight, right? In
Well, hindsight is here today, my friend. If he didn't score, what would have happened today?
no, because then it becomes predicated on the fact that well, how many points do you guys win the league by? No, I'm being dead serious. It's actually it comes down to that, right? When you look at the end of the day, if the point gap is substantial, right, then most likely than not, that goal did not have an impact as to the outcome as a whole. But if you do realize that, okay, maybe you guys got away off by like 1 point, then okay, maybe yeah, that was the pivotal point for you guys, and yes, you can make that argument, right? But let's not get carried away because I feel like you have a certain tendency to fangirl these players, these Arsenal players, these new signings, right? Um, I mean,
Fangirl, interesting. That's a new one. Oh wait, hold on. Let me just. Uh oh, he got a wait. Who is? Oh, he got a goal and assist against Leeds. I guess CJ beating Leeds isn't for everyone, eh? Home or away.
yeah, you kind of used that one in the last podcast, but since we're
Yeah, but it's still relevant whether it's in hindsight or not in hindsight in the present moment, past tense, present tense, future tense, whatever tense you want to use. CJ, beating Leeds is not for everyone. And not allowing Leeds to score, again, not for everyone. CJ, what's our goal differential against Leeds?
I think it's something like 7-0 on aggregate over the
No, no,
two
no.
games.
+9 on aggregates.
Oh shit.
bravo,
Plus nine.
bravo, bravo,
But
guys.
again, we're irrelevant. We don't have a good striker. We're gonna bottle it again when it comes to the end of the year. We have a shitty roster. We've never won Champions League. We've never won FIFA Club World Cup. We'll never win a European trophy. But
Uh,
again, all those things in this very present moment. I mean,
right in the present, right? In the
yeah, no, no,
present.
no. I'm just trying to put out all your arguments so that there's nothing else you can say because that's typically the trend of all other teams where their arguments end up leading to,
Right,
right?
right. And the
And
funny
that's
thing
why the
is,
one thing that we could argue about CJ and I really haven't said because we're tired of,
mm-hmm,
having these minute discussions with
mm-hmm,
minute irrelevant teams. Teams that I think CJ, it's been what, 7 years? 8 years? 17 different managers have yet to be able to beat us. Even in our banter era,
mm,
they were unable to beat us. But again, we're
mm,
the shitty team that's never won anything, right? And again, I'm just doing a direct comparison. I'm not talking about anything else, just a direct one-to-one comparison. But again, fangirl over new signings.
Mm, mm. Right, right. I like that. I like what you do. But I mean, the funny thing is that we could have had this same discussion at this same time in the season last year, the year before that, the year before that, and the outcome would have just been, well, all these stats, but for what, right? For what, right? And I'm hoping for, listen, at this point, I'm actually praying you guys do win it. Like, because I can't imagine the embarrassment when I take these clips from these podcast episodes, right? And I roll them out with these facts that you're spitting, right? This talk, this bravado, this Gyökeres, this and that, Madueke, this and that. And then you guys come second place. And we're just,
Even
you
if
know,
we come second place, it does not change the fact that Madueke is 10 times the player of Garnacho. It does
no
not
one's
change the
no one
fact
is no one
that
is debating that.
Gyökeres is 10 times the player of João Pedro.
All
It
right,
will
and
not
and and
change those
and
facts.
that is where we will disagree. But on the first point, listen, you can have that all day, right? The Ganacho
Oh,
this,
but now I can have it because when we got Madueke and you guys got Garnacho, you were super ecstatic
of
and you were
course,
shitting on Garnacho. And I
of
remember
course.
telling you that Garnacho is shit.
I mean, listen, right? It's a new player. You're always hoping for the best, right? Just like you
Mm.
guys.
Oh, so now that it's a new player for you, you're hoping for the best. But if it's a new player for us, we can't hope for the.
No, you can hope for the best, but I'm
Just
saying
making
I'm
sure
saying no, no, no,
where the goalpost keeps
no. No one's saying
shifting and moving
no.
and going
No
up
one
and
said not to
down.
hope for the best, right? No one said not to hope for the best. What I'm
Mm,
saying is, right,
mm.
is don't be like what I am for Liam Rosenor. You know what I mean? That's
That's
what
what
I'm
you are for Liam and João Pedro, but
that,
it's okay.
that's what I'm saying here. Like let's come down to earth just a little bit, right? And assess things for what they are, right? Yes, your striker has found a good run of form, right? But in terms of seeing more out of him, right? Because I think we can all agree, right? All of us, even the Arsenal fans, that Gyökeres, the way he has played sorry, what was
Porto,
that?
Sporting.
Sporting,
Sporting,
sorry,
yes,
Sporting.
at Sporting, right? Is that what I think the expectations were for him to perform at a certain level this season? Undoubtedly, yes, it is the first. Um,
20 goals at least. That's what my expectation was.
mm,
20 goals was my expectation because
all
you
competition.
cannot disrespect the Premier League and compare it to the type of defenders in the Portuguese league,
Mm,
respectfully.
okay, but so
And
okay, right now.
he is no, sorry to cut you off, he is no Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe to go to any league and have an instant impact.
But if I'm being real, I do think that that was the expectations when he came in.
Well, whoever the fuck had that expectation, they need a rude awakening.
Nah, come on, you guys can, bro, come on, man. You guys didn't when he came in. I know,
My expectation was 15 to 20 goals. Yes, that was my expectation.
yeah, and that's in the Premier League solely, right? 15, 20
In
goals
the
in the Premier
Premier
League.
League solely, yes.
That's a
Not all competitions because I think
yeah,
he's pretty much there right now.
yeah. But I would say even 15, 20, bro. That's a you're a big player. If you're scoring right, like, and especially it's your first year, like usually you're considered a big player to score 15, 20 goals in the Premier League, right? These are big player numbers if we're being real, right?
I mean, I guess I didn't look at it that way, but that was my expectation.
Mm, mm.
I
Yeah,
guess
no.
I didn't look at it from that lens because I looked at it like if he can be second or third place in the Golden Boot, I'm
Mm,
happy because that's what we need. That's the 10 to 15 goals is what we were missing against the lower teams last year, which
mhm.
a loss turns into a draw turns into a win, and that's the point difference that we need to win the league.
Right, right. No, but I still stand on the fact that again, and if we're talking these numbers, because how many games are left, right? 12?
11 or 12?
I think it's
12.
12, right? So 12. I think he is at eight right now, 8 goals if I do remember correctly. So there's 12 games left, right?
Probably get 4 to 5 in the Premier League alone.
Right, right. But what I'm and then I do think that especially given how tight the race is starting to look.
Hmm.
Um, his contribution it might need to be a little bit more than that because
You're 100% right, especially with Kai Havertz out for a few games. He needs to step it up.
yeah, wait, yeah, what happened with that? Well,
CJ, do you know apparently it was reported as a muscle injury.
Yeah, a muscle setback. So now he's out for a couple weeks.
He's not going to be there for the North London Derby, and who knows how long. Because when I started talking about Gyökeres, it was because of the way that he was playing with Kai Havertz and how Kai
right,
Havertz was unlocking him.
Hmm.
right. And I
But
mean,
he needs to find his form, whether Kai Havertz is there or not, because you can see that we're trying to be more direct,
mm,
right? But again, you can't take anything away from the way that Brentford played him. Brentford played extremely well. Like I'm happily like walking away from this game being like, thank God we got out of there with a draw. We could have easily lost, and we should have lost. We should have lost. If David Raya didn't make that save in the first half, if Mascara didn't make up for his blunder, like we should have lost. This is one of those games that when I was sitting there watching, I'm like, how the fuck are we not down 3-0? That's just like, you
yeah,
know,
no. So okay,
obviously
are we
Martinelli
analyzing?
should have put it away,
Mm,
but again, like in the grand scheme of things, like we got a chance, but we didn't deserve that. So,
okay.
but yeah, from my point of view for Gyökeres, yeah, I want to see 15 goals. Is he going to get to 15 in the Premier League? Who knows? Like, I mean, we have Wolves next. After that North London derby, maybe he'll get a goal there. We play Chelsea, Brighton. Like, I think there's Burnley in here somewhere, Everton. Like he has a couple games where I think he can do it. Like I think in all competitions he might get close to 25 to 30 depending on how far we go in the Champions League and FA Cup if he plays, but um
But is he being overplayed too? Like at this point in time, because he's getting a lot of minutes and he's doing a lot of running.
I think it comes back down to what CJ always said about the game style, right? I think
Mm,
he's being asked to do the pressing work where again, I'm not trying to like bring the conversation back to João Pedro, but I don't think the same pressing work that's asked of Gyökeres is what's asked of João Pedro or any like Erling Haaland, for example.
So he's been asked more or less, is
Way more, way
but
more.
that's what I'm saying. Like I swear that's because again, right? I mean, I don't want to be bear bad news or to put any jinx or curse, but we have talked about this last year in terms of the playing style
Hmm.
with Arteta and that leading to certain injuries in players, right?
Hmm.
But funny enough, I mean, we talked about Havertz and his muscular injury. Wasn't that the your number one culprit? Was muscular injuries, right?
Hmm.
Yep,
Uh,
hamstrings.
right.
But it's
So
working. That's the thing. It's working and it's keeping us for the last 4 years
mhm.
at there and thereabouts for the Premier League, right? But something has to give. Something has to give. And I think, yeah, is Gyökeres being played too much? Yes and no. I think he, I don't know if he's carrying something from the beginning of the year when he had his muscle injury, but he needs to, I don't know. I don't know what it is, whether he needs to just play a little bit more angry or what, but there's something missing in his game, and I can't pinpoint what it is. He
I think
looked really sorry.
now I was gonna say I think it could just be the type of players he's playing around because, like you said, right, with
Hmm.
Havertz, there are ways to get those kind of players into the game, right?
Hmm.
And
Just being
I know,
direct and like
right,
I was very happy to see that as they started today because I think it gave us a different dynamic and it was good to see that and I as much
Poor
as you make
game.
fun of sorry,
Poor game he had.
but
Awful game.
very poor game, but it was nice to see that Odegaard didn't just slip back in, right? And as much as we make fun of Madueke, I actually like the fact that Madueke is very direct.
mm,
I think Saka's a better player, but there's times where I think Saka needs to be more like Madueke. Just put your head down and go at the person. Stop
I
going
agree.
backwards. Stop going lateral. Um, and I think Madueke causes a lot of havoc.
Mm,
And especially when he plays with Gyökeres, I think he gets the best out of Gyökeres.
mm,
Same thing with a Trossard, right? Like that's why rarely see Martinelli play with Gyökeres.
mhm.
Uh, but anyways, coming to the game so we can hear CJ's breakdown. Um, a couple points. Again, we drew 1-1 against Brentford. We're 4 points ahead in the title race. Couple points for me. Odegaard, I'm sorry to say, I don't think he's captain material. Like that was abysmal defending for the goal. Um, Mascara will look like a fool and then look like a genius in the span of 5 seconds. That tackle was unreal. And Gabriel Martinelli, I need to check your passport again. Those are kind of my talking points. CJ, I know you have a lot to say about this game. And listeners, viewers have probably had enough of Laurent and I going back and forth. So let's hand the mic over to you.
Hmm. Um, I mean, well, so Laurent, you watched it, you said too, right?
So I caught the I did watch a bit of the first, but then I kind of zoomed down and then I saw that second. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, just because when I talk about it, I'm just if I bring up points, I don't want you to, if you caught it, like you were able to chime in or not if I ask like certain questions. But basically, I mean, yeah, just starting from the jump, obviously it's 2 points dropped. I think there's no other way around it. It's crazy how things can change quickly in the space of a week, right? We go from looking like it was going to be 9 points after that Shabazz free kick. And now all of a sudden, a few days later, it's just 4 points. But that's momentum swings now, right? So now the momentum has clearly swung in City's favor, right? That's the elephant in the room. That's obvious. And I think despite how well we can talk in the press conferences and how well we can talk in the media, there's no doubt about it, right? These players are human beings, and I think yeah, like they're feeling the pressure, right? I think we saw two different mentalities. Like we saw City go to Anfield and go down 1-0 with 15 minutes left to a world even free kick, and they still ended up winning the game. Whereas us today, like backs against the wall, at no point did we look like we wanted to go out and win the game. It's just little things like that, you know what I mean? And you saw it in the again. I hate to bring it back to this, but in the Liverpool City game, as soon as Bernardo Silva equalized, like what did they do, right? He went and grabbed the ball, ran back to the halfway line. This is not against like a dibby team that's 20th in the league. This is against Liverpool at Anfield. In most cases, any team would be satisfied with getting back in the game and getting a draw at least at Anfield. You know what I mean? Because that's a tough
Mm-hmm.
place to go. You don't beat Liverpool at Anfield often, right? City ha themselves haven't done it. I forgot what the number was in a
90
number of
years or
years.
something.
Yeah, but that's mentality. He equalized, and he didn't. They didn't just celebrate that and say, "Okay, poof, we'll take a draw at Anfield. We know it's been a tough day." No, he got the ball and said, "Yo, we need to go for the win." And that's the kind of shit I look for today with us. Like at no point did I see us look like we knew what the jeopardy was on the line in the game and how valuable 3 points are. Like yes, we played shit, but I didn't really see anyone at any point look like they wanted to take the game by the scruff of the neck or say, "Shit, boys, we're playing shit, but like let's do something on the offensive end. Let's be, more front-footed." We do kind of typically what we tend to do lately is like we go up 1-0, we get the goal, and then we kind of just sit back.
Sit.
But there's just so much time left in the game at the point that we scored for us to deploy that sort of tactic. And I think it comes from the top up. I think it's a management thing, and it comes straight down onto the players. I think it's a very pragmatic. We know about it and we talk about it in Arteta's style and how conservative he can be at times and how much he needs to release the handbrake more. And in the sense that, well, we look for the margins to we like control and we like controlling territory and we like controlling games. And then we'll look for our opportunity if and when it comes. And then by that point, right, by the metrics of the constant pressure that we apply, or the constant possession that we have, at some point it'll lead to an opportunity. But hope is not a strategy. Like we need to be more aggressive in our approach play and on the front foot. Um, and again, I think that stems from the top up. We're so used to going that one goal up, and then we're good enough to see out the game. We'll manage the game or we'll control the game, but that's just not good enough. You go for the one. You can't sit back and rest on your laurels. And even then, I say you go for the one, but we didn't really go for it. That goal that we scored came against the run of play, really and truly. Because throughout the 90, over the course of the 90, if anyone deserved to win it, it was definitely Brentford. You know what I mean?
100%.
There's an off stat that I want to read out to you guys. Um, where is it? So we had two shots on target tonight. The second one came in the 94th minute with that obviously a Martinelli miss. Um, the actual other Opta stat here is so only Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Brentford, which is in December 3rd, has seen fewer shots in the first half of a Premier League game this season than Brentford versus Arsenal. I'll repeat that again for those at the back. Only Wolverhampton Wanderers, who's 20th in the league, versus Brentford in December 3rd has seen fewer shots in the first half of a Premier League game this season than Arsenal versus Brentford, right? So what does that tell you straight off the bat? We
Fewer,
weren't brave enough.
fewer shots on target.
Few shots on target, yes.
Okay, okay.
So I mean, right off the bat, that tells you that we weren't brave enough, right? We're not taking enough shots. We're not taking any shots. It's it's lethargic again. It's that word that I always use, lethargic, passive play, passive approach play. Like, why are we not? We're the ones trying to win this league. Do you know what I mean? Why are we not at least assaulting their goal more or their 18-yard box or putting them under more pressure, right? It didn't look like at any point that we had like small periods. Like Odegaard came on in the second half, and then for about 10, 15 minutes to start the second half, he got involved and he got on the ball, but then that faded quickly. Otherwise, throughout the 90, there was really nothing that we looked to or I looked to for inspiration to say, yes, it looks like now we're gonna get going. We're on the front foot, you know? Again, the Madueke goal came against the run of play, very uncharacteristic, from a Hincapié cross, and Hincapié is not normally good with his crossing in the final third, to Madueke's head. It was a great header, mind you, but um, he's not really one to score with his head often, Madueke. But again, taking nothing away from the finish, it was a great finish and it was a great header. But it definitely caught me by surprise, and I think it was against the overall run of play. But when they equalized, I wasn't surprised. You kind of saw it coming, and it's the least that they deserved, to be honest with you.
They
I
should have
think the
won.
only, yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think at the end of it, well, when you look at where they are in the league, I think they're seventh, right? Seventh in the
Seventh
league.
on 40 points.
Brentford is a very, very difficult place to go, right? Especially when they're playing like that. I have no doubt about it. We all predicted an Arsenal victory when the week started, but I felt like as the days went on and all day today, I just thought like, yo, I don't have a good feeling about this game. I just kind of felt something that wasn't sitting right with me. And as the game went on, I said, yeah, this is going to be a tough day for us. Um, Brentford's a good side. They give most teams trouble. They're thereabouts in the table, right? They're just underneath the rest of the big boys. They're seventh considering what they've lost, who they've lost this off season, in terms of player personnel, their coach, their captain, who's come to our club, funny enough, and isn't really getting a kick at the moment, and Christian Norgard. They lost Mbuemo and Wissa, and they're seventh in the league. That's credit to the manager, straight up. You know what I mean? Like that's big. They're 2 points behind Liverpool, four behind Chelsea, five behind United. Like you know what I mean? Like they're thereabouts with the big boys, and you have to give them a lot of credit. And again, they're getting trouble, and they have trouble with a lot of teams this season. So it's not like it's easy for us to go there and steamroll them and say, we expected this is the Premier League. But at the same time, again, City went to Anfield, and arguably a more difficult place to go, one of the more difficult places to go in the league to get 3 points. If you're in a title race, you
And
got to
they came
maximize.
back. And they came
Exactly.
back. It's not like they had a lead and then they won again. They came back.
Correct. So respectfully, if City can go and win away at Anfield, we shouldn't really be feeling sorry for ourselves and saying, yes, like, this is the narrative out there will be like, yeah, this is a decent point. It's only a decent point because of the way we played. But when you look at the overall grand scheme of things, you got to win. I'm sorry, if you're in a title race, you go away to grounds like Brentford respectfully and you win the game. When we talk about money and how much financial outlay has been spent on squads so much on this podcast, look at the disparity and the gap between Arsenal squad and Brentford squad. Like, come on.
It's
We should,
shambolic. The
you
players
know
that
what I
we
mean?
brought on were like $100 million players, and they were bringing on like a 34-year-old
Jordan Henderson.
Henderson.
Like it's come on, man. Like so again, we didn't play well and because of the way the game went, a draw looks great because we easily could have lost, but the bigger picture is that it's 2 points dropped. I think that's the reality of the situation. Um, a couple of quick things in terms of players that I want to call out. Eze is the first one I have to call out. Like that's my guy, let it all work out and all that good music video stuff, but it's not working out at the moment for you, buddy. Like, bro, I'm serious, man. It's starting to get like I can't do that, right? We can't single out certain players based on agendas or whatever. We call out the captain, we call out Odegaard. Eze, man, we're vouching for you to start and get your chance. You know what I mean? And you're not taking it at this moment in time. You're just not taking it at all. He was the worst player on the pitch in the
I think
first
he's
half.
too he's too relaxed, or not relaxed, but too nonchalant for me.
He comes across that way, yeah, absolutely. I agree. And you know what it is? He generally is like that as a character, but me, this is just again, this is a hunch. No, not based on any factual information. This is just my hunch. He comes across as a nonchalant character, but also I think he's quietly realizing and going under the radar and realizing that shit, the step up from Crystal Palace to Arsenal,
Hmm.
the lights are much brighter on this side. The spotlight, the scrutiny. So not saying that he's hiding per se, but at the same time, it's like, your nonchalant character, like you're a passenger in this side at the moment. You're not taking the game by the scruff
And
of the
you're
neck,
wearing the number
especially
10.
you're wearing the number 10, the position that you play in, you should be taking the game by the scruff of the neck. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
At the moment, he's just kind of a passenger hoping for something to happen. Like that's not a good look. You know what I mean? That's not what
I
we're
think
expecting.
because he could like with that he could have got he got away with that at Crystal Palace. One, because usually when you're one of the better players, you can kind of get away with that because usually it's
Yeah,
almost everyone's working to your tempo. You see what I'm saying?
correct. Yeah.
But when you're with other guys that it's like now the game just sped up. You see what I'm saying? Like your
Hmm.
whole dynamic, everything around you is just going miles per hours, right?
Hmm.
And at some point you have to match or turn it up a notch to match that speed, or you get left behind. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree, and I think he's still adjusting. There's been a few points this season where I felt like he realized the step up that he's just made. No more so than again, we go back to the famous incident at Villa Park against Aston Villa when we lost 2-1, and the first goal was his fault, and Arteta hooked him pretty much soon after, right at halftime when he was sleeping at the back post because we talk about the likes of Martinelli and the Trossards who have great work rate on that wing. When Eze was playing down that flank and he got caught napping for Villa's goal, he slowly realized, this is not what happens in an Arteta system. Everybody's got to work, everybody's got to track back, everybody's got to, so his nonchalant character is only going to get so far in this system. And I think he's finding it difficult at the moment to adapt to what Arteta asks, and I think the demands of where we're at, the a title race versus again being Crystal Palace, who's respectfully consistently mid-table. You know what I mean? Like it's different on this side. It's different on this side, and he's got to realize that the honeymoon period is well and truly over. And he's gained us valuable points this season. There's no doubt about it. The North London Derby when we played Crystal Palace at the Emirates, but you can't just do it for 2 games and say, yeah, my work here is done. We need you for a whole season, bro. You're big number 10 on your back, the money spent. So, it's one of those with him. Um, and then other than that, I just want to touch on the Gyökeres thing quickly because I know obviously you guys were chatting about it and that's a big hot topic at the moment. Um, with with Gyökeres, my thing is, and I think it's a big blow. I think it's a big blow the fact that he didn't have Kai Havertz today because I think he definitely does play better with a Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz has looked the best playing with him so far in terms of that second striker or attacking midfield slash number 10 because Havertz does look to get the ball to him quickly. Um, Eze, who obviously didn't want it today, and Odegaard, who's consistently been a problem throughout the whole season, we're talking about two guys there who aren't playing to Gyökeres' strengths, right? Kai Havertz in just 3 or 4 games has shown that he's willing to play to, Gyökeres' strengths and get the best out of him. And I think that's exactly what Gyökeres was missing. And I think it's unfortunate for him because he was starting to build that partnership with Kai. Um, and now he's going back to guys who are one out of form in Eze's case, and two, an Odegaard who doesn't suit his playing style clearly. So, but one thing we've always said too, like again, this is not a full-on Gyökeres defense mechanism. He's a big-time professional footballer. Nobody's going to hold your hand either. So you still got to go out and do your thing, um, which he has done. His form guide has been good in the last 6, 7 games. If we're talking about goals to games ratio, it's just that in games like this, right, you got to step up. You just don't just wait around. You yourself, Gyökeres, you can't just wait around for something to happen. You got to get yourself involved and demand more from your teammates, if anything. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to adapt over the next couple of games without Kai Havertz again and getting used to different relationships and different players coming in and out, right? Whether it's Eze, whether it's Odegaard, whoever it may be. So, um, but I do have faith in him. And here's one thing I'll say, again, hearing you guys talk, maybe a controversial take. I'm going to say right off the bat, I do believe, right? Players like João Pedro is a better all-around footballer than Gyökeres. Heck, Gabriel Jesus is a better footballer than Gyökeres, out and out. Right? These guys can play. These guys can. They don't rely on service. Whatever. They can pick the ball up from themselves and they can create magic. Right? In the case of Gyökeres, we didn't bring Gyökeres in. I said this before. We didn't bring Gyökeres in to be that player though, that Thierry Henry who's going to pick the ball up from the halfway line, beat 4 or 5 guys, and put the ball in the bottom corner. We brought him in to be a bagsman, to be a somebody that can just. I think Murad alluded to earlier. Where we were missing goals last season when we were losing games, we need those gunman strikers who are going to turn losses to draws and draws to victories. You know what I mean? Those extra goals that we didn't have last season. That's what we're looking for. Just be that box presence because we haven't had that over the years. We've always had false nines or guys that just drop in and link up play, but we don't have an out and out gunman. So he's something different than what we have had over the years, which is something you need, right? You need different types of players, different styles. He's an out and out bagsman. That's it. That's the bottom line. He's not the best footballer in the world. We know that. I know that now. You know what I mean? So we have to adjust our expectations, but he still needs to score the goals and get the numbers. Well, how do you get him the numbers? You got to give him the service. So I mean, that's what we're working towards at the moment, and we're still trying to figure it out. And it sucks that I feel like just at a time where I feel like we started to figure that out in the sense of Kai Havertz being that guy who's been able to link from midfield to our striker, Kai Havertz goes out injured again. So it's unfortunate. But like I said, we can't make that be a full-on excuse for Gyökeres, or he's gonna have to adapt. Straight up, he's gonna have to adapt. But yeah, the whole attack didn't have a good game today. That's just the bottom line. Um, yeah, Nani scored the goal, but again, he didn't do much else in the game. Yes, he's direct. Yes, he runs at fullbacks, but it's the end product that we're always looking for, right? And yeah,
Hmm.
credit, you scored the goal today, but um, not much else was going on. And to you boys, we've talked about it again and again. For me, it's still a concern. Like Martinelli in the 94th minute, right, or the last minute of the game. Where Arsenal, if we are to fall short in this title race, where we will fall short is the fact that we still don't have superstar quality in the final third. Do you know what I mean? Like who do we look at in this Arsenal side in the final third that has superstar quality? And what I always say is what you need, any title winning team, go back over the years, has at least one superstar in the forward line. It doesn't have to be the center forward, it can be the right wing, a la Mo Salah. It can be the left winger, a la Eden Hazard. It doesn't have to be your center forward, but somebody in the attacking areas is your talisman, right? Who do we have at this moment in time who's a guy like Kate? It's cup final and it's 1-1. Who's winning you the game in the 90th minute? Or you know what I mean? Like Saka should be that guy, but he's been out of form because of injuries and whatnot over the last year or so. If it's not Saka, I mean, who else is that guy for us? And this is my concern. 90th minute, Martinelli. When the game is on the line like that, you know what's at stake for us. That's got to be better. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't really trust anyone else in our side to do something. Erling Haaland for Chelsea. Erling Haaland for Man City, bro. You know that's a goal. 90th minute, that pressure penalty. Haaland did shit all game at Anfield. 90th minute, give him the ball. He's putting the ball in the back of the net. Celebrates like a madman. You know what I mean? Mo Salah the same over the years and so on and so forth. We can go over the years about players who will make the difference when it counts. And I'm still concerned. I don't know about you, Murdoch, but I'm still concerned that we don't have that player. We know our defense will keep us in games more often than not. Our defense, Declan Rice, whatever. That part of our team has been world class. We know that. But who in our forward line is going to be that guy that gets us over the line in tight games or in a cup final, etc. You know what I mean? That's where we're still lacking, in my opinion.
But Arteta doesn't want that. It's a collective, right? Yeah, no,
Yeah, but if he doesn't do it this year, he's gone. He's not going to see the other side of it.
100%. Honestly, 110%. I think, as Laurent's saying, and everybody who, not even Laurent, because Laurent, see, I know you're more kind of neutral. There's a lot more worse Arsenal haters than you. There are haters out there and rivals out there who are waiting to see what happens this season. Because as we alluded to at the beginning of the season, either Arteta and everyone shuts people up, or he genuinely may have to step down and resign if we don't get over the line this season. Forget sacking. Like he himself may just have to look at it and say, maybe I'm just not the guy to take us over the line because it is true. This has never been done before. A team to go 4 years in a row, second place, runners up, bridesmaid without that's never been done. That's pretty bad. You can't go 4 years in a row without getting over the final hurdle. And obviously, again, people are waiting for that downfall, right? The rivals are waiting for that to happen to Arsenal. The pressure is on Arteta and this team, and it's just somebody's got to figure it out to get this right, to get us over the line. And if it doesn't happen, to Laurent's point, right, this winning by committee or goals by committee or the collective as opposed to the individual, something's gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change that system or that style, even if it means that Arteta, gets out and somebody else comes in that changes the way we play in our philosophy because we can't simply just continue to carry on like this if we don't get over the line. If this gets us over
Yeah.
the line, then everyone shuts up. We all shut up, right? But as everyone in the media is talking about right now, and the pundits and so on, when have we ever? It's crazy. When have we ever known a team that wins the league and their leading goal scorer has like 5 goals or 6 goals? Like that is insane. Do you know what I mean? It's against the norm. We wouldn't have a single player in our forward line who gets in a PFA Team of the Year at this moment in time, and that is unheard of for a team that wins the league. For a team that wins the league, you're always looking at, okay, they have one or two superstars in the forward line that's going to be in a, I don't know, FIFA Player of the Year or Ballon d'Or conversations or Player of the Year conversations. Like, you know what I mean? Right now, no forward in our team can put up a strong case for that, which is insane for a team that's supposed to win a league. So how do we do it? Arteta's gonna have to figure it out, and this is gonna be the intriguing thing because one way or another, something's gonna tell by the end of the season. You know what I mean? People are gonna be found out one way or another.
Mm.
Sorry for that monologue, but I just felt
No,
like
no, no. Well, there's one person that was made. Laurent, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
The Arsenal agent,
Mm. The secret agent.
the secret agent, the cup agent, Thomas Frank.
Yo, his own team was telling him, just shut up about Arsenal already.
Yo.
Bro, when I heard that and I seen the pics, yo, I was dying, bro. Yeah, can you just imagine like a manager or coach on the team bus trying to, give serious instructions to the guys like, before and after games, you gotta prepare, you gotta do this. And then one of the players, it's probably a guy like Rich Allison, bro, just like in the back, man, just shut up, shut up. Oh man.
But real talk, real talk. I asked that last week or last pod, and CJ said they have too much talent. They're in a relegation battle, right?
Mm,
29 points, 5 points above the relegation zone, 2 points ahead of Newcastle, Forest.
you predicted it. I think you predicted it on the last pod,
I
and
did. I did.
in terms of what
That they're in a
relegation battle.
relegation. Yeah, I said it's a 3-man race. I said it's between sorry, I said it's a 4-man. I said it's between Leeds, Spurs, Forest, and West Ham. And the crazy part is there is a world in which a team that is playing in the Champions League gets relegated. A team that won a European trophy gets relegated.
Mhm. Again, it's guys, it's not happening. Like Spurs are not getting relegated. Can we all
Listen,
agree? If we're talking, if we have to answer today, Spurs are not getting relegated.
I think it
Mathematically,
depends
they're
on.
there, but it's not happening.
I think it depends on who they bring in. I'm not gonna lie. I think
yeah,
it
I
it,
agree with Laurent.
that solely depends on who they bring in. And this is not even yo. Listen, they cannot fumble disappointment in my opinion. Like they have to get it right.
Like banter aside,
Yeah.
like if they get this wrong, like did you guys saw what I said about Ange Postecoglou, right? When
Mm.
he said on Stick to Football, yo, the smirk on Big Ange's face when he walked in, I was dead. I was like, yo, this he was waiting for this. No, but seriously, I agree with Laurent. Like, if they get whoever comes in, if they get it wrong, I think there is a world in which they get relegated.
But this is why I say they don't, because look, there's just too many other shitty teams around Spurs that can all be relegated before them. You know what I mean? Like we're looking at West Ham, Forest, Leeds. Are those sides really better than Spurs? You know what I mean? Like
I think,
one of them
but
has to get relegated before.
here's the difference. Those sides that you said, and again, this is where my argument comes in for Spurs potentially getting relegated. When the Champions League restarts, they're going to be playing every 3 days. With the number of injuries that they have,
That's a good point.
West Ham and Leeds have an advantage because they only play once a week.
But
Forest
Forest is
play
in Europe.
Forest play
Forest is in Europe.
Thursdays, so they have even a faster turnaround. So, but Forest have the luxury of being able to slightly rotate, right, depending on their opponent. But what Spurs don't. Spurs don't have that luxury. On the type of games that's coming up for them, like it's a lot. And the thing is, I think West Ham, the players in at West Ham, yes, they're not as talented as the roster and the collective. Like Spurs, out of those 4 teams, Spurs have the best roster on paper.
Yeah.
But the players that are there on the reason why they're at Spurs is because they don't have that drive. They don't have that mentality to go get it. Like they don't have a Jared Bowen. You know what I mean? Like Jared Bowen fights. They don't have that.
Thing, Conor Gallagher, the ex-Chelsea lad, he's not the one.
I mean, he's the only one, but like he's gonna run the entire length of the field
Yeah.
when they're down to 10 men. There's only so much he can do,
Yeah.
right? Like that's where for me, I'm like, I could genuinely see like realistically, I'm gonna predict that we're gonna beat Spurs, the
Oh
North London
yeah.
Derby.
See, I don't even know about that one now. Fuck sakes.
No, we're gonna easily beat them. 29
Yeah,
points.
I'm not gonna lie though. Sorry to cut you off, but I do. Funny enough, I do think that, and again, this is solely on if they get the manager appointment right.
Hmm.
But I think that removing Thomas Frank, um, is gonna shake things up on in that team. And if they get the appointment right, right, and then maybe that thing you guys like to say, the
New
manager.
manager bounce, yeah.
I
Um,
agree, but they're missing like 13 or 14
Players.
Yeah,
starters.
but still, they have a lot of rest between now and that game. So just our luck, you already know that always happens. They're probably gonna get one or two players back for that.
Yeah, but
Wait,
they
they're
won't
missing
get Christian
13,
Romero back.
bro.
Yeah, it's fine. He's a liability
Yeah,
anyways.
that's why. Yeah,
I'd
I was
probably
gonna
rather
say.
him play. Honestly, that guy is such a waste, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was gonna say it might even be better that he doesn't play. But wait, no, they're missing 13 players.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they're missing that many players.
Hmm. Hold on, okay, I'm gonna actually
I
just.
think let me check when Kudus is coming back. That's a big one for me. If Kudus misses that game, I'd be happy because he's a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna check who's even in there in that lineup.
Like Kudos is out, Madison's out.
Hmm.
Um, not Papsar, not. I believe Basuma's out.
Is he?
Romero's obviously out.
Mm.
Richarlison's out.
I wish that guy was fucking playing. Such a little prick. But yo,
Um,
the Spurs board knew what they were doing, man. They had to sack Frank
before the North
before the
London
Derby.
Derby.
They had
Yeah.
to because, bro, there's already so much heat around Frank, and like Frank's love fest with Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like he could not go into that game as the manager, bro. He would get fucking booed to his backside, bro. Real talk by both sets of fans. But actually, no, our fans would probably be chanting for him.
No, they'd say the secret agent, secret fucking agent. He's been made. Um, Everton, they dropped crucial points at home, losing 2-1 to Bournemouth. Everton did have a chance to, close that gap between with their Merseyside rival Liverpool, but they're sitting on 37 points, still within striking distance. 5 points off sixth place, but not a good result for them. Um, Chelsea, we were talking about it at the beginning of the pod, drawing 2-2 against Leeds. Um, we talked about it. I don't know if we talked about it on the recording, but
No,
pre-recording, that Cole Palmer miss.
Hmm.
That was, and you saw like he made up for it towards the end of the game, huh? When he got the ball and then he got the final free kick. That was all Cole Palmer because he's like, I need to make up for that miss. But what do you think he did wrong?
Oh, that one's easy. That one's easy. Especially if you're an attacking player and you've been in that position. It's when you're too relaxed. You're too relaxed. Yeah, I guess you could say even nonchalant about it, and your foot isn't firm, right? So you're
hmm
just letting the ball come at you without trying to guide it, and then it can go anywhere at that point. Whereas truly, the ball comes in at that pace, you have to tell the ball where to go. You see what I'm saying? It can't
hmm
just be like you just place your foot there and then hope it. Yeah, so I think he was just way too relaxed, right?
Mm.
And yeah, but I mean, misses like that, I've seen it all the times, like big players as well. Not defending, obviously, because funny enough, he scores that, and the narrative around that game just switches on its head. Um, but
Big time. You
yeah,
guys are sitting in fourth.
yeah.
saying no penalty, no party.
Yeah. So are the comments actually on their Fubo TV. As I'm seeing as of late. It's funny. Um,
Wasn't
I
me.
actually got a lot of likes for my comments. I got more likes than I got dislikes.
Right, right. Well, you already know where that dislike is from, right? The one and only.
Oh, I'm dead. The fact that you saw what I commented killed
Listen,
me.
viewers, allegedly, right? Viewers, the Gunners Corner account commented on this post, right? So it could have been any one of the three of us. Shit, Laurent himself, just for a plot twist, might have commented that on behalf of the podcast. So we'll leave it up to your interpretation.
Oh,
Mm,
that was
yeah,
gold. That was gold.
but I will say though, what I did like from that game, and this is something that personally I don't think I've seen as of yet, was I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was 2-2, and before that passage of play, the ball goes out, and then João Pedro looks to the team and he does this, right? And that's what you want to see. That's truly what you want to see in your players, right? Because I think that's what it comes down to. Also, when we talk about lapse of concentrations, right? I mean, you pinpointed Eze, right? In that one versus Villa. But let's be real, right? Those games, 90 minutes, it's fast paced. Um, for whatever reasons, right? Some players aren't always into the thick of things, right? On the mental side.
Mhm.
And that's why I think it's important to you have your players, right? You have those surrounding you. They're always communicating with you to, lock in, right? Because it's very easy for you to just like lose focus and all it takes is just a split second, right? Um, and funny enough, right? Like after he did that, that's when you saw, right? Like that level of pressure that came in from Chelsea. Funny that we actually wanted to see versus Arsenal towards the ending of the EFL semifinal, right? Because it's one player reminding everyone else that yo, like there's no almost no time. We have to create something, right? Yeah. So I thought it was a big improvement, and listen, I already know where that coaching comes from, so I won't say much more on that. But
The
yeah,
manager.
yeah, yeah, exactly him,
Can
and
I?
yep,
Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish your point.
yeah, no, I'm pretty much done.
I was just gonna say, we talked about big players in the sense of Christian Romero, right? And the controversy around like you rely on big players who can also be liabilities. And in the case of Christian Romero, he's the captain of Spurs. He's a World Cup winner. Time and time again, though, he's costing Spurs. So I want to say something controversial here in the case of Chelsea. Do you feel, I wonder if you know where I'm
Caicedo,
going with this. Do you feel a
Caicedo.
certain Caicedo is he's an important player for Chelsea, but is he also becoming a liability and costing you guys?
That's a very good question, and yes, that is the ideas at the Chelsea camp currently, right, with the fans. Um, on one end, I want to say he's a young guy, right? We'll give him that. So he's still young. So there's a certain rashness to him, right? That you're hoping that with his development can be cured. Um, but as of the last few games, that is a valid point, in my opinion, where he has done things on the pitch that do seem to have cost us. And
He's
it's sad.
24.
Huh?
He's
24?
24. I was just checking his age.
Yeah, no, that's still on the yeah, yeah, it's saying like right there. But yeah, no, I would agree with that point, right? And again, like you guys saw the penalty, right? How it was given,
Yeah,
you know,
that's why I'm saying that. Yeah,
yeah, and that's where all like the
just
chaos
rash.
started, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So I agree, I agree.
like for me, if I'm a Chelsea fan, it's just frustrating, right? It's like we know how good you are and how important you are to the team, but like, what good are you if like not even just costing you penalties, but if you're not even on the pitch because you're, I don't know, getting suspended or getting sent off. Like I heard he's another couple yellows away from another suspension.
I think
Um,
two.
like bro, like what good are you if you're not available or you're
And
getting
if he gets the two, he might miss the game against Arsenal again.
Are you serious?
Hmm.
yeah, if he gets two back-to-back yellows, yeah, the next two. So it's like, yeah, he's got to shape up. But to your point though, I mean, so when I checked, you say he's young. I feel like you're giving him a bit of an excuse there because I mean, there's young and there's young, right? He's not 18 coming through. He's 24, right? He's been around the block a bit now, international footballer. Um, by your mid 20s, you should be, you know, should be thereabouts in terms of and yes, again, like obviously you're not going to be, in life terms, 24 is young, right? But
Hmm.
as a footballer, right, you're approaching your mid 20s, man. You got to have a little bit more mannerisms about you, professionalisms about you. And I think obviously, like we say now, that whole debate between no banter, but like that whole debate between Rice and Caicedo, I think is over and died a long time because obviously one thing that Rice isn't for us, he's the last thing, liability is the last thing that Rice is. You know what I mean? Like we can rely on him week in, week out. If anything, he's a leader figurehead on the field because you can go to battle with that guy and he's gonna ride out for you or he's gonna bail you out or whatever. Like we rarely ever see him getting it stuck in like that or rash challenges or getting sent off or doing like stupid things in that sense. I feel like it's other players around Caicedo that have to tell him, yo, keep your head. You know what I mean? Like keep you like do this. Like you said, the João Pedros of the world. Like funny enough, João Pedros is probably who's been one of Chelsea's best players this season. Like guys like that who have a different level of know-how and mentality who, have to kind of calm Caicedo down because one thing we've associated with him is that he can be a very rash, emotional player. I think we saw that at Stamford Bridge against Arsenal itself, right? I think the occasion was so big that he got too amped and too animated, and that's what got him sent off in the end. So it's things like that. But in your case, I mean, hopefully he learns over time because as a footballer, there's no doubt his ability, but he's just gotta, learn to
Chill.
sort of keep his head, yeah.
West Ham dropped two crucial points. It could have been 1 point. It could have been 1 point behind Forest if they had won. Benjamin Šeško scored late. Um, yeah, I mean, still a good point for them against United that are in form. But man, would the table look different if they were on 26 points, 3 points behind Spurs and 1 point behind Forest? That would have, oh man, that would have just warmed my heart.
Does that shut United fans up for a little bit or no?
No, no, no. They're like, see, we're back in the title race. We're winning the title. Bro, fuck off. Forest, I guess beating Wolves isn't for everyone. Drew 0-0 at home and cost Sean Dyche's job. Can you
Mm.
believe Forest are the if once they get a new manager, they are the only team to have four different managers in a single season.
Yeah,
Four.
that's crazy.
Wait, four? Wait, hold on. No, there's
Nuno,
mhm.
Ange,
And
Sean Dyche, and then the next one.
Oh shit, wait, Andrew's here this year for
yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't even feel
dog.
like it. I know it's
They had like
crazy.
10 games
what?
Did he
or
even
eight
have
games or
that?
something.
Or he
Yeah,
didn't even
that's
touch double digits.
this guy's gonna be coming on another show with a smirk.
Yeah, bro.
Uh,
On the fourth segment.
yeah.
Bro, it's fucking crazy,
No,
man.
but I'm not gonna lie, we get for the footballers aside, right? Because obviously, right, they get paid, right, to play at that level, and if you go into relegation, right, there's a lot of negatives that come with it, right? But all of that aside, good, good for that owner.
Yeah,
You know,
fuck him.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have you have shot yourself in the foot, and you are reaping what you sow,
And no
essentially.
manager's gonna want to go there because like
Yeah.
you just sacked three other like why would I want to go to your team?
Yeah.
Exactly. Bro, what pisses me off too, bro, is when they pan to the camera during the Forest games, and I mean no disrespect by this, um, it actually just pisses me off just seeing his goofy face. Like it's almost like he's just snacking on potato chips. Like, like you know what I mean? Like, and
Wait,
it's
hold
like
on. Do you hate Marinakis as much as I hate Arnie Slot?
I think we're starting to be on par with that, man. Like,
Yeah.
god damn, man. Like, it's
Wait,
like
wait. What type of potato chips? Like salt and vinegar?
yeah,
Fucking,
I would say salt and salt and vinegar, bro.
all
Like
dressed?
fucking devilish type shit, bro. And then the nerve of him, to this
Wait,
like
is he dipping it in some tzatziki sauce or something?
like he probably has like a ball boy up there to fucking like, hey,
You
like
got a hummus boy, hey.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Get me some hummus.
Uh,
Yeah, but you know what I mean? And then it's just
Yeah.
like you're fucking up your
And then
and
he's like
you're messing.
stroking his beard
Yeah,
like
that
this, and
too,
then he's
bro.
like
Like,
on his phone. It's like, bro,
bro,
like put the hummus down.
yeah, like fuck, man. And like you're actually you ruin it for for a lot of people, right? That are playing
Yeah.
for this club, right? That want to do good. And yeah, no, I don't fuck with that, man. Not gonna lie.
Um, Man City 1-3-0. Okay, let's keep it moving. No, but seriously, Man City beat Fulham 3-0. I did tune into this, and then after the first half, I turned it off. But hater watch worked because Erling Haaland came off injured. Um,
Really?
yeah, he got subbed after the first half, and Marmoush came on. Pep is playing mind games. I don't know if it was just management or he felt something, and I'm praying he tore his hamstring, which I don't think he did. He probably it was just like a cramp or something small, but he did come off with an injury.
Yeah,
Sure, he's
and
fine.
listen, that even let's say if he was injured, yes, it is a loss. But I'm telling you, the way that forward line is built, they will find a ways to cope without him. That's how like
Bro, they
scary
still
it is.
have Marmoush, they still have
Yeah,
Cherky, they still have Semenyo, they still have a lot of players, but
yeah.
like if Holland's not there when we go to the
They,
Etihad, I
mm,
would feel a lot better. Put it
mm.
that way.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I might be in the minority in this, but if Holland is not around for City, my confidence goes back up, way up, to be honest with you. Um, but
As in,
actually,
wait, as
yeah,
in like, yeah, wait, I think that's what he's saying, no? Like,
No. Well, yeah, kind of.
yeah, in terms of how I feel about the title race and whatnot again, yeah, I'll feel like City almost have no chance, and I think it'll be ours if Holland is out. I think that's the one key piece for them. Kind of like how knock on wood, whatever. How Declan
Don't
Rice is
say,
for us.
oh, you said it.
I know, I'm sorry. Like that's just yeah, that's the pivotal piece I feel like for us. Every team has that one pivotal piece where if they lose that player, things can tend to fall apart. And truly, I believe. Funny enough, despite the fact that before Anfield, I think Holland was on a goal scoring drought.
mhm.
Um, I think if they lose him for this run in, then yeah, I think we'd be okay.
Mhm.
Fingers crossed. But
I mean, bro, they have Semenyo, bro, and that guy's on pretty good form in terms of even goal scoring, no?
He is, but
he
if you
is, yeah.
think about it, like next week, like facing Newcastle, you need someone physical in the box. And I'm sorry, Marmoush, Semenyo,
Mm,
they don't have the same physicality as an Erling Holland,
yeah, that's true.
right? Like even against Arsenal, right? Like yes, Semenyo's good, but the physical dominance that Holland would have against a Gabriel and Saliba, like you want that.
And personally, I would fancy our chances and relish that opportunity, Semenyo versus Timber. Like I think Timber can do a job
Hmm.
on him. Um, just quickly before we move on in this game though, did you guys see the Foden tackle?
Yeah.
No,
You
was
didn't
it like
see
a
it.
red card worthy type of tackle or what?
Yeah, the more I see it, I can't believe he got away with it.
Mm.
Hmm.
We're gonna have to send this clip to Laurent for him to see. But bro, I couldn't. No, I genuinely like, and the talk is right. If Romero's getting sent off for what he's getting off for, and again, all jokes aside and all banter, yes, we hate Spurs, laugh at Spurs. If Romero gets sent off for that, then it's something similar in this case for Foden. He should easily have been sent off
He
for that,
fully
in my
stomped
opinion.
on his ankle. Lauren,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it was a
send it in
very
our group chat.
yeah. Let Laurent see it, man,
Like
because
it was nasty.
it was bad.
And it's true because who else got
Eee.
yeah, bro.
And all he got was a slap on the wrist.
No yellow?
Actually, I think he got a yellow, but that's red every day of the week,
That's
man.
not yeah, that's not yellow worthy. That's straight red.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
a bad
bad.
tackle. I
V
don't
and
know who
VR
reviews.
had to look at it, no?
I like. How do you even look at that and still decide? Yeah, no, that's okay.
Because what they probably said, oh, there was no intent or blah blah blah. Bro, studs. There was the same thing with Christian Romero. And I hate defending that fucker, but
And this is why
it's the same
I
thing with
don't.
Caicedo because I mean Caicedo had a little bit more force, but if you're letting something like this go, then Caicedo's gonna look at it and be like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
No, rightfully so, man. That's a red card every day of the week. I don't care.
Yo,
Like that's
I'm not gonna lie, because I'm reading the comments on Reddit here, and people are saying, well, if it was Romero, it'd be a straight red. And I don't disagree with that. And I think usually what happens because again they're humans, but I think like when if a ref and I'm pretty sure refs know they know
Reputation, right?
yeah
Yeah,
they
Granit
know their reputation.
Xhaka status.
Yes, and I do think they somehow
Yep,
subconsciously
I agree.
factor that in into their decision, right? 'Kay, if you see a guy like Romero making that, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He would have
too
been sent
dangerous,
off
yeah, you're gone.
twice.
But
Yeah, yeah.
Foden, yeah, yeah, it's Foden at the end of the day, right?
Fully agree.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Yeah, but then that comes back to the conversation of clear and obvious error, and if you're going by letter of the law, which VAR always likes to do, and Howard Webb always likes to do, by the letter of the law, that is a dangerous tackle. He could have tore his Achilles. He could have like injured his ankle by the letter of the law, whether your name is Foden, Romero, Xhaka,
Mm,
Like Oscar Bob, I don't give a fuck who your name is, that is a red card. And when you have these technologies in place, you can't on one side die on the sword of saying, oh, by the letter of the law, this is X, Y, and Z, but then on the other side being like, oh no, it's Foden. I get your point, and I fully agree with you, but this is the discrepancy that all football fans are annoyed of,
mm,
right? Like if that was Rodrigo De Paul, he would have been sent off 6 times,
mm,
right? If it was Lionel Messi, oh, I'll just talk to you, right? Like I get it,
mm,
but then you can't down the sword and say it's the letter of the law.
mm,
It's like you get pulled over, but because it's your buddy, you're gonna let him go, which happens all the time.
mm.
But then with someone else, you're gonna come down with the sword. Like, have some consistency.
Which is why for me, like again, just the audacity of Rodri. Do you know what I mean? When he came out and made those comments
Oh,
the other week, like as if like you know what I mean? Like, bro, his team. How many times over the years have we seen City themselves get away with shit like this? All the time.
Kovacic.
This is nothing new. Kovacic, yes, that one got me super heated, bro. Don't even get me started on that one. Like we see them get away with that all the time, Man City. So I just it still takes me back, and to the audacity of Rodri to make those comments that he did after the Spurs game and that princess entitled talking that he was doing, and oh, they don't want us to win. We've won too many times. That's why they're doing this, and which, by the way, he still has never received any retroactive punishments for. I don't think. I think that's just gone under the rug. No one said shit about. But to your point, Murad, if Arteta says some shit like that, it's back page news. But that's another story. But you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it's funny how in two instances after Rodri made those comments, in two games back to back, there's been controversy with City players that have just gotten away scot free. Because one thing the three of us didn't talk about on this last podcast was the Gay incident with Mo Salah. Controversial enough. I don't know if you guys think that that was even a red card sending off offense as well, but that's another one that could have gone that way. Um, so it's like they get away with shit all the time. You know what I mean? So Roger's acting brand new, like City and City players don't get away with this shit all the time. And then he says, "Oh, they just don't want us to win." Blah blah blah. Like, buddy, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? You guys get away with more than anything else. A la 115. So nice it with that, in my opinion.
Um, Aston Villa, they got 3 crucial points because everyone behind them dropped points. Um, Giving themselves a little bit of breathing room. 5 points ahead of United, 6 points ahead of Chelsea. Um, I don't, I don't know about you guys. I don't think this says that they're back in the title race,
No.
but I think they're starting to get a little bit more comfortable in third place because Chelsea and United missed their chance of putting a lot more pressure on them. Um, Burnley, this was I don't know if you guys caught this. I watched the highlights. This was a crazy game. Burnley came back from 2 down to score 3 at Sellers Park to beat Crystal Palace.
That's
Oh, I
crazy.
seen that. I seen
Yeah. Like it doesn't
that.
really change anything in respects of the relegation battle, but like that's promising for Burnley because they're essentially going back down. But to be
Mhm.
able to play like that away from home, like they might be able to just go down and come back up because that was a really good performance. In Selhurst Park, as much as Palace have been decimated, that's still a tough place to go to. Whatever you want to say, Oliver Glasner is a very good manager and he knows how to set up his team. And to score 3 away from home, like bravo,
Nah, but
bravo.
that is a deflating result
Hmm
for
hmm
Oliver Glasner.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, given the content, bro, their new signing scored the two for them.
Yeah, Strand Larson, yeah.
Yeah, and you can tell like even on the bench, right? Fuck, it was pure ecstasy for Palace. And then yeah, once they saw that third goal go in, damn man, like
Poof. The balloon just popped.
yeah. So
And then last but not least, Sunderland handed their first loss thanks to a headed goal by Virgil van Dijk. Um, the only real big talking point from this game is Endo. Significant foot injury, it looks like foot ankle injury. Um, they lost another right back. Saboslai's out for 2 more games because of his red card. Endo's out. Um, Frimpong. Looks like Joe Gomez is going to be playing right back, which doesn't bode well for Liverpool because they're both bidding for a top 4 spot. And to be honest with you, I think like looking at the rest of the fixtures for Manchester United, Villa, and Chelsea, I don't really see where Liverpool make up those points. I banter Chelsea a lot, but like I don't see Chelsea dropping that many points from now to the end of the season.
honestly, it's gonna be a hard road for us, bro. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, but I mean Liverpool, you guys have at least a little bit more depth,
Hmm.
and Liverpool really don't.
But I don't think that matters, man. Because again, all banter aside, this is the Premier League, and if Chelsea dropped points at home to Leeds, 2-0 up, you know what I mean? You thought that was a sure banker. So I wouldn't say looking at games and thinking like that and thinking, oh yeah, like because of the run of fixtures, you know what I mean? Like this is the Prem. At the end of the day, anybody can drop points at home or away or any of these grounds, you know. So
Like
even in
that.
terms of our title race, I'm not really sure. Like everyone's saying, oh, City may have a favorable run in, or Arsenal this, Arsenal that, but man, like this, the Premier League is gonna throw up some shit for us. You know what I mean? Down the stretch for any team, I think.
Um, quickly shifting gears. I mean, it's a FA Cup weekend. Um, not a lot of big fixtures to talk about. There's only one real big one that I see. Um, Chelsea kickstart off the FA Cup weekend with heading to Hull City. I think Hull City's sitting in fourth in the championship. Laurent, what do you want to see? You just want to see an emphatic bounce back? You want to see like just a dominant performance? What are you looking to see out of this game against Hull City?
Well, in terms of the first half performance, actually, you know what? In terms of the whole game performance that we had, versus Leeds, except for that catastrophic 10 minutes, that's what I want to
Hmm.
see. Yeah, truly just man, the attacking on like again, you had to watch that to see it, but boy, we look good going forward. And I was here for it, and we could have scored more goals, right? But yeah, that's what I want to see. And then the defensive composure, not these mistakes, not switching off, right? And again, we mentioned Caicedo, right? Not these errors that end up costing us games. And even bro, that second goal, man, it has me pissed off because it was a similar goal to when Maresca was managing the team. You guys remember that where it was Chalaba and I don't know who the hell the other defender was, and they were just staring at the ball. And then
I know exactly which goal you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, and then I think it was like during their counterattack. Yeah, like it's shit like that, bro. But yeah, overall, um, yeah, I think it should be a pretty straightforward game for us. So.
Yeah. West Ham visit Burton Albion. City always get an easy draw. They're facing Salford City, which is Gary Neville's team. That's gonna be a that's gonna be a funny game for Gary Neville. Villa. This one's the big match that I think Villa hosting Newcastle. I think that's one of the biggest matches of the FA Cup weekend, and then Liverpool um, host Brighton, which again, now that they don't have a right back, like maybe Brighton capitalize, right? Joe Gomez isn't really in form, and Arne Slot doesn't rate him. I mean, it's at Anfield, and if I'm a betting man, I would unfortunately bet that Liverpool win, but crazier things have happened this year, especially for Liverpool.
Oh, maybe
Uh,
Gravenberch as a right
no,
back.
I don't know, but then who are you going to bring in the midfield?
Well, I feel like they have more midfield
I mean,
options.
you could bring in Curtis Jones, I guess, or you could play Curtis Jones as a right back because he did that when he didn't have Joe Gomez either. So, um, Leeds head to Birmingham to face Birmingham City. Wolves face Grimsby Town. Stoke host Fulham. And then Macclesfield are looking for another miracle as they host Brentford, which I think their miracle run is going to end. Because last year I think they eliminated Villa. Was it? Was it Villa or who was it? Who did they?
Palace, was it?
Sorry, Palace. Yeah, Palace. Oh yeah, sorry. It was this year they eliminated
Yeah, this
Palace. My
season, yeah.
apologies. And then last but not least, we host Wigan Athletic. And CJ, this was like when we were talking about like, am I worried about the roster? Blah 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 blah. This is a game that I think we need to, with Spurs come like we face Wolves midweek next week, because of the way that the EFL Cup lands. So we face Wolves and then we face Spurs. So we still have a chance to go ahead by a decent amount of points and put the pressure on City.
Hmm.
Of course, City will have a game in hand, but again, that game in hand doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win it. They still have to go and do it because we had like 2 or 3 games in hand a few years ago and we dropped the ball. Um, I expect a full rotation. I think you got to get minutes into Christian Norgard, Ben White, Lewis Skelly. Like you have to get minutes into the legs, and this is a game where I would want to see Eze play. He needs to get his
Yeah,
confidence,
yeah.
right? Like, and as much as Gyökeres just played, I wouldn't be shocked if Gyökeres plays a few minutes in this game because he needs to get confidence, right? Maybe he wouldn't start, but you have to use these games as like a trampoline to boost your players up, right? There's so much negativity, there's so much pressure that Calafiori had a stinker when he came on, and even last game he had a stinker. But you have to give these players some confidence. My expected 11: Kepa, White, Mascara, Calafiori, MLS, Norgard, Eze, Odegaard. I think this is the game where you try to do something different and get them playing together. I think Mataraki starts again, and Jesus and Martinelli round up the front three. Um, if we had Ethan, maybe Ethan would start one of these this game. Um, but you have to get minutes into these players because a run in is coming. And if these players are not up for it, we're fucked. Respectfully, we're fucked. I don't want to see Zubimendi touch the pitch. Don't want to see Declan Rice touch the pitch. Don't want to see Gabriel touch the pitch. You know, maybe Saka comes on just being away for a few games. Um, but yeah, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but that's the way I'm looking at this game.
Yeah, a couple quick things. I mean, I think Eze should definitely play to get his confidence and his minutes up and to get some sharpness. Um, that's one for sure because Eze is obviously concerning me and concerning Arsenal fans at the moment. I think Saka is the other one where um you wouldn't be surprised if Arteta plays him from the start because he needs to get his minutes back under his legs as well ahead of a big week, Wolves away and then Spurs in the derby. So I wouldn't be surprised if Saka plays or starts or gets significant minutes. Otherwise, yeah, and in terms of my predicted 11, viewers stay tuned because obviously what we've added a new segment onto the channel is pre-game or pre-match predictions, and then the post-game player ratings, which were actually done for pre and post Brentford earlier today. So check that out on the channel, and check out the upcoming one for my full breakdown of a predicted 11 for this game. But yeah, I mean, rotation nonetheless is expected, and yeah, players like Declan Rice and Zubimendi specifically, and maybe even Gabriel, forget even starting them. I wouldn't even have them in the squad. They can stay home, rest, and watch that one from the telly, bro, because we should have more than enough to win this game without those guys. And it's particularly in the case of Declan Rice and Zubimendi, where those guys just don't seem to be rotated much at all in our crucial games. Give them as much rest as possible. So yeah, leave Declan Rice and Zubimendi at home. Don't even let them train or travel. Sorry, not train, but don't even let them travel for match day. Just give them the full day off. Let them put their feet up because there's bigger games ahead for those two. Again, so long as they don't even get rotated much in Premier League games and Champions League games to come, they play 90 minutes week in, week out in those games. So these are the kind of games where you can give those two a strong rest, I would say. So, um, yeah, otherwise, I expect to see a full rotated squad too. What that looks like, stay tuned and I'll let you know in my predictions. But, um, Yeah, I think what we should do if and when we rotate the squad should be enough to get the job done at home to Wigan, with all due respect. This is what we spend the money on, right, for this size of a squad. And it's a shame, you're right, Ethan isn't here at the moment. Ethan Winieri. Would love to see him get a run out. Um,
Even
but
Max, if he wasn't injured.
yeah, if Max wasn't injured, 100%, 100%. So yeah, we'll watch it and we'll keep a close eye on that game and see who performs and see who steps up. A lot of players are playing for their cup final place too, right? The cup final in next month in the EFL Cup. Like a lot of players got to be playing for jockeying for position, right? To see who's going to get a chance to start the cup final. So that's what they
Mhm.
got. That should be the extra incentive for them to go and perform if they want to get book a starting place, including Kepa, right? Kepa, the jury's still out on who's going to start in that final. Do you play Kepa, the guy who's got you through the tournament, or now that you're in a one-off cup final, do you just play your strongest team and play your best goalkeeper? Like, would that be harsh on Kepa kind of thing? You know what I mean? So, that's a conversation for the future. But yeah, guys like Kepa still, you got to perform. You put in a good performance to put yourself in the hat to potentially start the cup final as well. So that'll be on some of the players' minds too. Lewis Skelly and that. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think you can probably put me and yourself down for an Arsenal win already.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
pretty
say
sure Laurent the same.
prediction leaderboard didn't really change from last week. For the Arsenal game and Chelsea game, I'm pretty sure it's fair to say that we all have Arsenal and Chelsea winning those games. No need to ask.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know what kind of game you guys think it'll be for Hull versus Chelsea, but I think that's going to be a tougher game than some might think. Again, that's Liam Messina's old side. So, yeah, I think it'll probably be a tough game, but I do expect Chelsea to still come out on top, to be honest.
Mm,
And then the big game, Aston Villa versus Newcastle. Um, Seeing as that I'm at the bottom of the leaderboard, Aston Villa should win this game, but they're not convincing me recently. And I think a certain Eddie Howe is bidding for his life right now. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Newcastle.
mm,
It's funny, I was thinking that, like, I wouldn't be surprised. I actually would not be surprised if Newcastle just pull a rabbit out of the hat here. But
Because this is that game where I can see when Emery being like, we can go far in Champions League. We can go back in the Champions League spots next year and remain in relevant because Arsenal just lost points.
Wait, so
Maybe we
you
can keep it
see him
close.
not not throwing the game away, but you can see him not putting that much effort into this?
Yeah,
But I swear the FA Cup is prestigious, no?
very
yeah,
prestigious.
yeah, yeah.
But for an Aston Villa who have start to get that taste back for Champions League football, it's more
Mm,
important for them to remain in a Champions League spot than go for an FA Cup because
mm,
of what that's going to do for the funds that they get for next year to be able to continue to build that squad.
mm.
I might be talking out of my ass, but if I'm Unai Emery, that's what I'm thinking about. And Eddie Howe on the other side, like
Must win.
must win. Like you get out of another cup, and you're probably gonna lose the PS to who are they facing? Is it PSG or PS?
Oh, but
PSG.
yeah, that's the other thing too, because they actually play next week.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, sorry. They face Karabag,
yo, Carabag's no slouch, man. Don't get it twisted.
but they play Wednesday. They don't play Tuesday. They play Wednesday, so they do have an extra day's rest.
Uh,
Karabag's no
yeah,
slouch.
this is a joke.
Yo, Laurent, I fucking love you, bro. You.
That's what speaking from experience there.
Oh shit! All right, boys. Predictions.
Where are we? Villa, Newcastle. Yo,
Yeah,
this,
I'm gonna go Villa on this one. I'm not gonna lie.
there's no replays, right? I guess in the FA Cup in these early rounds,
No.
or is there? Like if there's a draw, right? There's no replay. Am I tripping?
Yeah, I feel like
Replays will not be used during the full rounds of the FA Cup campaign.
Okay.
No. Yeah, FA Cup replays have been abolished from the first round onwards due to fixture congestion. If the game is tied after 90 minutes, there'd be no replay. Extra time, the match will proceed to two 15-minute extras and then penalty shootout.
Damn. You know what, bro? Hmm. All right. I'm gonna say I think Villa will just edge it, but I would not be surprised, man, if Newcastle. But I'm gonna say Villa.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have a chance to make up one.
Mhm.
What
Um,
are you at? How far behind are you?
4 points off first, and then 2 points.
Off me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah. Laurent's keeping the tight lead.
I need that jersey, bro. I need that fucking jersey.
Well, seeing as that you need the jersey, why don't you take us away today?
Well, um, shit, I don't know what to say other than thanks again for tuning in. Um, it's always a pleasure doing these episodes. I know sometimes it looks like it's hot and feisty, like those salt and vinegar chips, a certain owner be munching down on from the stands, but it's all love at the end of the day. And yeah, more importantly, we're here to tune in to some more football. Champions League is on the verge of coming back. So all of us are excited for that, and hopefully, yeah, each of our respective teams, can go as far as they can. And honestly, if I'm being a bit sentimental, I actually a part of me does hope that Arsenal do get over the line.
No, you do not.
No, like a part of me, a small part of me.
Deep, deep, deep,
Yeah,
deep, 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 deep down.
yeah, deep down, deep down. And yeah, because again, like I mean, I didn't know Murdat at the time, but I did know CJ, and to have to watch that face every day at school during the Champions League football, like, why are you so sad? What, and you're almost out here just trying to console your friend, and you're realizing that it's all due to football. So due to that, I would love to see Arsenal actually do lift it. In that way, even in terms of the banter, right? It does change something a little, and then from there, hopefully Chelsea can follow suit, right? And we can get ours as well. But all in all, thanks again for tuning in. Make sure to actually tune in to what CJ has mentioned, right? Our pre-match. CJ, you said it's pre-match. Can you remind the viewers for us?
Yeah, pre-match, pre-game predictions, lineup predictions, and press conference reaction, and then the post-game player ratings.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. Yeah, and from there, right, there'll be a lot more things. We did promise you guys some new things going forward. So yeah, I know things are a bit slow, but please bear with us, right? We do have also our own personal lives, and truly, right, as slow as it is, right, but we are going to get to a point where we can really give you guys the content that you guys all deserve. So with that, Gunners out, Blues out, and yeah, adios.